Welcome to You Got a Little Shit on Your Face. I am Reggie Dawson, your host with the most. And if you missed why we called it this, check the trailer, y'all. This episode, I am diving into what actually fucking birthed this idea. It was a crazy ride. I knew I wanted another podcast. I love podcasting. Can I just put that out there? I knew I wanted a podcast about business. I knew I wanted to talk about small business and entrepreneurship, particularly solopreneurship is going to be a large focus. And I also knew that I wanted to cover the truth because let's face it, there's a lot of content out there that is painting entrepreneurship with glitz and glamour and dollar signs. And that could not be the furthest from the truth for, I would say, 90% of us. There's probably 10% that will see those riches and those fortunes. But like for 90% of us, and don't check me on this statistic because I did not look it up. But for 90% of us, the fact of the matter is it's hard and it's messy and it's full of absolute dog shit. It is a shit show, and that is why we're here. So that's the birth of the podcast. If you want more, again, check the trailer. But what really led me to the idea of having this podcast was a simple pizza, believe it or not. Now, I don't really eat pizza that much anymore, but a simple pizza led me here. We went out to a pizza place, beautiful, right on the beach. It was fantastic. Great pizza, brick oven right there, air-conditioned outdoor patio in Florida. Also, win, win, win. And having this pizza, my mind is always business. I can't help it. Entrepreneurship and thinking about entrepreneurship and talking, it's probably my hobby. It's my passion. So we're out at this pizza place and my mind is going business, entrepreneurship. We're actually talking about a project that I was working at, which at the time was my granola business. And it kind of just hit me because they were having a delivery at the same time we were there. And this truck was called CB something foods. Like it was not pizza. It was like some food distribution company. And that, like, it literally hit me like a brick oven. There are so many layers of businesses behind the business. And when you think about like this pizza place, okay, you have the building and all the businesses that went into to make the building. So you can get the construction businesses, the plumbing businesses, the electrical businesses, the graphic design businesses that design the signs and the menus. And then you probably have a special business that designs a particular pizza oven. Like it was a brick pizza oven built inside the building. You know, when you think about all the things that go into just creating the building, and then here comes this other business delivering food for the pizza place. So you have suppliers that get all the ingredients for them, the delivery service that delivers those ingredients. You have other businesses that do packaging, and someone has to make the pizza boxes that they're folding up and putting your pizza into. And then if the pizza place doesn't deliver their own pizza, they have a delivery service, which is a separate business. DoorDash, Grubhub, Uber Eats. It's a separate business, okay? So then you also have specialized marketing and promotion for pizza places. There's probably, there's pizza influencers out there. I know you think of at least one pizza influencer. We all know him. Hello. And then you have the people that make the equipment, bring the equipment, install the equipment, repair the equipment, cleaning businesses, any administrative support, the POS system that they use to type in their orders is a whole separate business. So all these businesses go into making this one delicious pizza. And I know not everyone thinks like this when they're eating pizza, but I do, because all this is going in my head like, oh my God, like you really could just, like, anything can be a business. And that is the birth of my, I guess you could call it my belief system that builds my framework and everything that this podcast is and everything that I'm doing, whether it's a book, a podcast, whether it's content on TikTok, whether it's a blog I'm writing on LinkedIn, or if it's something else entirely and I'm launching a new business. Like anything can be a business. And I can tell you this for a fact because I have tried 22 different ways, completely different ways to have a business. So what if you never thought about making pizza or selling pizza? Like maybe that's not your thing. You don't want to make the pizza. You don't want to sell the pizza, but you love pizza. Anything can be the business. You can distribute pizza. You can market for pizza places. You can do social media just for pizza places. You can be a photographer for pizza places. Your voice can talk about pizza on a podcast or on social media. Your perspective on pizza. Oh, pineapple on pizza. Your perspective can build a platform about pizza, blogging, content creation. You can consult small pizza places for whatever your specialty is. There's so many. Your perspective can become a business if you build enough credibility. You have a skill. Maybe you have a skill of making pizza dough, but you don't want to own the pizza. You can make pizza dough and sell it to the pizza places that are going to make the pizza. Maybe you have a skill organizing something, planning something, writing. You can write content for pizza places. There's so many things you can do. Now let's take pizza out of the equation completely, okay? Maybe pizza's not your thing. Maybe food's not your thing. When I say anything can be a business, I mean anything. Think of any hobby. I collect Hot Wheels. $1.25 to $1.50 hobby. I've sold Hot Wheels. I've done content for Hot Wheels. Not for Hot Wheels, the brand. I shouldn't say that. I've done content with my Hot Wheels. There are people that have whole Hot Wheels resale businesses. Now, when you get into a collecting, obviously that's more of a reselling thing. But there's also people that have YouTube videos talking about Hot Wheels. There's websites built to review and tell you about all the Hot Wheels that are launched and released. And it's not related to Mattel. Like, there's other websites, other hobbies, photography. That's a big one. No, you don't have to just shoot weddings. Photography has so many lucrative options. I posted a video on TikTok about it recently, talking about all the options you have for photography, everything from stock photography to doing photography for local businesses to I saw a woman on TikTok who uses her photography and she started a postcard subscription. So people pay a subscription every month, and in exchange for their payment, they get a postcard every month of a one-of-a-kind photo that will never be shared online, will never be made into a print that other people will see. It is specifically for the people that are her subscribers. She took her photography, which is her art, like she's an artist with it, and maybe she has galleries that display her art. Maybe she sells them online. Maybe she does sell stock photography and prints. But then she added this other layer, and she doesn't have to talk to these people very much. She doesn't have to really see them. She sends them a postcard. So anything can be a business. If you have a skill, like maybe your skill is related to your job. Like I'm really good at PowerPoint, for example. You can build PowerPoint presentations for other people. You can have a whole business around literally PowerPoint presentations, especially if you get really good adding the animations and everything. Microsoft Docs, SharePoint, like you can get really good at the Microsoft products if you already are and build a business around that. Same thing with the Google products, okay? Anything with a computer, anything with a computer. Listen, if you are just simply good at social media, that's a business. So we've established that anything can be a business. And because anything can be a business, everyone should build a business at some point in their life. And there's really not a reason not to, because a skill, a hobby, a passion, just an idea or a perspective. Like here, I am sitting here on this podcast talking to you about my core beliefs that is eventually going to become a part of a bigger business for coaching and consulting and books and education. So you see, like my idea is the foundation of my business. Your idea, your perspective can be the foundation of your business. I'm producing another podcast for a friend of mine. It is literally about communication and shifting perspectives. And we're monetized already before launch. So anything can be a business, so everyone should have a business. No one has a reason or an excuse to not build something of their own. I believe that you should have the experience, whether it's big, whether it's small, whether it's when you're young, whether it's when you're older, whether it's when you're midlife, whether you're an empty nester like we're about to be, or if you're just starting out and you're in your prime time and you are a stay-at-home mom and your kids are still young. At some point in your life, you need to build something that is yours. You will spend your entire life building for other people, building for your job, building for your kids, building for your spouse, building for that MLM that you joined. When are you going to build something that is yours, that you created? Because there is a pride and an accomplishment and there is a power that comes from doing that I cannot explain to you. You just have to experience, but it is like nothing else. I wouldn't say it's better than parenthood, but it rivals that feeling of pride you have when you have kids. Except it's in yourself. Like, it's a pride in yourself. Everyone has got to experience this at one point. It could be a side hustle, okay? It could be a side hustle that you just do like 5-10 hours a week. It could just be a passion project that maybe brings in a little extra income once in a while. You could just be selling something or reselling something that you're passionate about, just that little side cash, providing a service to a local community. Like, even if you're not maybe you're providing a service and you're volunteering and that's your passion. That's really cool. I don't think you should monetize volunteering. You can, but I don't think you should. But other services in your local community, dog walking, house cleaning, these could be things that you genuinely enjoy and want to do, not just like, oh, I gotta go walk someone's dog because I gotta make the money. Like, most people that walk dogs like dogs. So you can provide a service. It can be a creative business, writing, creating art, doing social media, photography. Just talked about that one. I wonder, and if you really think about it, how many people do you know already who started a business or a side hustle or an income project just for fun? Didn't it feel exciting to watch that happen for them? Like, didn't that make you feel something to be like, holy cow, Roger just made $50 selling his Hot Wheels. Bro, like, that's fucking epic. So we've established you probably know someone that has done this. So why don't you start something for fun? Like, it doesn't have to be about the money in order to make the money. Like, you can start something for shits and giggles and just because you like it and make money. How? How do you make money off of passion? Well, I have built a framework. And I'm so super proud of this framework because I'm able to put into words and into, a table also, how to make money with anything that everyone can do. So you see how we're building? Anything can be a business, number one. Number two, everyone should have a business. And this is how it is possible because everybody's different. Not everybody wants to be face to face to the customer. Not everyone wants to be on camera. Not everyone wants to be vocal on a microphone. Not everyone wants to be seen at all. And so I had to come up with a way to describe all these different ways you can make money, including the ones that are not ways that I would normally think of. Like, for me, I like being on camera. I like being vocal. I like talking to customers. I like that interaction. Not everybody does. So monetization does not have to be that conventional sell your product, sell your service. There's multiple layers of how you can monetize your hobby, skill, or passion or idea. I think we're talking about ideas too. Multiple ways that you can earn with things that you love, things that you already know how to do, and things that you enjoy. So like making jewelry, I'm going to use making jewelry this time because I think that's very, very popular. Now, and you can take out jewelry and sub anything, making blank. We're going to talk jewelry just for the sake of keeping things regulated in my own brain right now. So if you love making jewelry, yes, obviously you can sell your jewelry at a local market. You can go out, you could set up that tent, you could be face to face with customers 4 hours a day selling your jewelry to the crowd. Now, some people are having a heart attack right now. Some people are having an anxiety attack right now thinking about that. You can also create an online store. You can create an online store that's completely faceless. Look at Patrick Adair Designs is a great one. Now, this is high-end men's jewelry, but I don't know who the fuck Patrick Adair is. I couldn't tell you who he looked like. If he stood right in front of me, I wouldn't even know. But I know what his rings look like. And I know that his rings are sourced from all natural earth, minerals, and stones. And I know that they're handcrafted, but I've never seen the dude's face. So creating an online store doesn't always mean you're the face of the business. You can teach a class. You can make a faceless course and sell it on a website and make money teaching other people how to make jewelry without even showing your face. You might have to show your hands. Like, let's be realistic. You'll probably have to show your hands. But you could teach people without showing your face. You could offer customization. You could build custom jewelry pieces for other businesses also, or like for weddings or for like special occasions. You can create tutorials or guides for other crafters. I know for like crocheters, I'm going to step out of jewelry for a minute, although there probably is some for jewelry as well. But I know for crocheters and knitters, there's patterns. They sell patterns. So imagine if you make jewelry, maybe there's a pattern that you can sell in a way, or a template of a certain piece that you've made and people love, or is really hard that people would like to make. I saw one woman at a pirate festival, and she makes dragon scale chainmail, which is very expensive. But she also teaches a course. She also has a course you can buy on how to make just a little bracelet, just a little chainmail bracelet. Not the whole piece, because that's giving away everything, but she'll teach you how to make a little chainmail bracelet. And she sells that course, makes money on it on the side, passively. So tutorials and guides for other crafters. Photography, I've talked about photography a lot, and that's probably because my wife's a photographer. You can sell prints, you can offer photography services, but like when we say offer photography services, we're not talking like just weddings. I mentioned this earlier, like photography service, if you can take a picture of it, there's a business that will pay you to take a picture of it for them, period. You could teach photography, you can create courses, you can create ebooks, you could write a book about photography and publish it on Amazon in like 7 days. Well, after you write the book, to be fair, because if you can write a book in 7 days, though, talk to me, because that could be very lucrative. You could write 52 books a year if you could write a book in 7 days. And I'm not anti-AI books, by the way, as long as you say they're AI books. Makes sense? As long as people know they're written by AI. So my last question for you before we kind of like wrap things up in a neat little bow and talk about next time. If you could monetize your passion in multiple ways, not just one, would you? And it's a strong question, because some people just want one stream. Some people need to only focus on one stream. So just because there are multiple ways to do things, it doesn't mean you have to do them all. I've come up with 21 ways that you can monetize any passion, skill, or hobby. Anyone. But you don't have to do all 21. You can pick one. You could pick two. You could pick 5. But you don't have to monetize every single way. Just because there are 21 ways to make money off of something doesn't mean you should make money in 21 ways. You know, pick one, start on it, work on it for 6 months. You would be surprised. I would bet that you could make a sale in 6 months if you picked one monetization method and stuck to it. If you want to explore this further, if you join my Patreon, you will get access to my business idea generator GPT that I built that will ask you 7 questions, including your current interests, hobbies, or skills, and it will generate you 21 ideas that you can start now. And it'll even build you a launch plan so that you can get launched within the next 30 days. So head on over to my Patreon. The link for that is in the show notes, wherever you're listening to your podcast. And you can get access to this GPT for $5 a month. And really just $5, because if you don't want to donate next month, that's on you. But $5 a month for my Patreon gets you access to all the behind the scenes, all the courses that I have, all the plans that I'm building, my idea generator GPT, all of that is available to my Patreon subscribers right now only. So as you start to think about your own business ideas, remember it's not just about what you do, but it is also about who you are while you're doing it. So next time, we are going to get really fucking real about something every entrepreneur struggles with, and that is authenticity. I'm going to be joined by Jess. She's a social media strategist who is calling out the bullshit in online personas. We're talking about what happens when who you show online doesn't match who you really are, and how authenticity is not a marketing strategy. It is the foundation of your business. And that will be available on episode 2. Closing out today's episode, think about one thing that you're passionate about, one thing that you're good at. Maybe there's already an idea that you have had in your head for years. How could you turn that into a business? Maybe you're already running something. How can you diversify and add another layer if you already have something? This podcast is here to help you find many ways that you can build, grow, monetize, and get through the shit that is entrepreneurship. Till next time, fuckers. Try not to trip and fall, because if you do, you'll probably get a little shit on your face.